Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Zane back here, man with the show. Oh boy. I have to say that a lot because uh, let me tell you something. All this that's going on with the streaming wars, what's going on with the shutdown of movie theaters, and what was going on next year with movie releases and stuff like that has just gotten even more interesting. Oh my word. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. Hit that notification bell, obviously, and you will get our notifications because basically, it's hard to deal with YouTube and basically their thoughts when they put our shows up online. And sometimes you don't get our notifications, but hey, listen, we try to do our best to get the message out. If you're on our other social media platforms like Parler and Twitter and Minds, you'll get our notifications there as well, because we try to put it up all across the board, so at least you know when we're putting up a show. So I would say go out there, hit subscribe on all of those other platforms, and you'll know when we'll be up. Well, we know that HBO Max was going to dump about 17 movies, including Godzilla versus Kong and Dune and stuff like that, where they were going to give a 30-day window and release it in theaters where it's able to be released at, then pull it out of HBO Max and send it to DVD and also pay-per-view. But here goes the problem. AT&T Warner, in all their wisdom, said they were going to do this, but actually they didn't do it right. They kind of jumped the gun because basically they were trying to tie up and make a buck the best way they could, but unfortunately, they did not tell some of the companies, including Legendary Entertainment. So basically what is to come is possibly a massive lawsuit, not only from Legendary, but from various other companies over this deal. And from what I understand, some of these companies were told at the last minute, within about 30 minutes before the announcement. And we'll read this off of Variety. Legendary Entertainment, the production that co-financed Dune and Godzilla vs. Kong, may take legal action against Warner Brothers over the studio's decision to send its movies to HBO Max at the same time they debuted in cinemas. Legendary financed a significant portion of Dune, which roughly cost $175 million, and Godzilla vs. King Kong, which carried a price tag about $160 million. So that's almost a price tag of $400 million combined. Yet the company was largely kept out of the loop. The films will be included in the Warner Brothers plan to send 17 films, its entire 2021 slate, to the subscription streaming service and any open theaters, which pretty much out here, it's almost nil. The drive-ins are mostly on there and all in certain states. Mostly overseas, you got a better deal as far as on there, and we know that for a fact from several movies like Demon Slayer, which is doing fantastic in Japan. Sources familiar with the situation said top brass at Legendary are trying to have conversations with Warner Brothers regarding its upcoming films. Legendary and Warner Brothers have frequently collaborated over the years on titles such as Dark Knight Trilogy, The Hangover, and movies like Godzilla franchise. Legendary is hoping to first negotiate a more generous deal, but it isn't taking legal action off the table. Yeah, they have until the beginning of the year. I mean, some people say, you'll probably see it in a week or two. It could be more until the beginning of the year if it fails. The two companies failed to come to compromise. One possibility is that Warner Brothers would buy the films outright from Legendary. No legal challenge has been filed yet, but a suit could materialize early next week. Buying them straight out with $160 billion to $170 billion loss in their column. I can't see how they would do something of that nature. It's unclear what legal grounds Legendary could use to challenge the decision, though it would likely involve some breach of contract. It is a breach of contract if you're just telling them 30 minutes prior to announcement that you're going to release it. I don't know what their original contract was. It probably had the standard clauses where we're going to release it in the theaters, then release it to on demand, because they probably have deals with on demand and other services to release it before getting to HBO Max. Legendary declined to comment, as did Warner's. Yeah, it's going to be nasty. Part of the Legendary frustration is that despite the large bankroll Dune and Godzilla vs. Kong, the production company didn't have much to say on how buzzy titles would be released. Moreover, the company felt that Warner Brothers wasn't being transparent with its intentions. That right there, folks, is where it's going to be the situation. It wasn't transparent with its intentions. Months ago, Netflix had discussed, and we've heard this, Netflix wanted to get King Kong versus Godzilla on their sale, and they were willing to pay $250 million. But Warner, the parent company, they're going to block that arrangement. That's interesting. That's very interesting. 250 Legendary should have signed off immediately on that. It's $250 million. That already made their bankroll back automatically right there. A movie that cost them $160 million, and they're getting $250 million for the arrangement. Right there. You got some of your money back. Everything's left to theaters and DVD, Blu-ray revenue and pay-per-view. Denis Villeneuve, director of Dune, is similarly disappointed with the HBO Plan Max and prefer a traditional theatrical release for his movie, according to the insiders. The Dune adaptation is intended to be the first of the two-part retelling of Frank Herbert's seminal 1965 novel, the big-budget sci-fi epic, starring Timothée Chalamet, Ozarian, and Zenyana, sorry if I mispronounced that, was initially greenlit with the intention of launching onto the big screens. It's too early to know if the planned sequel will follow the same rollout as the first. Other filmmakers involved in the series were probably unhappy with the movie. Yeah, I'm hearing already rumors that the movie may not do well. I mean, one thing, Dune itself is problematic to the point where you've had many directors hold on to this film. Like Lynch to whoever did it on Sci-Fi Channel. I mean, some people did enjoy the Sci-Fi Channel one. I enjoyed the Lynch one, but there is a third version of the Lynch version, which has been done online. I just saw it recently. It's a fan edit, and it's fantastically done. If you get a chance, I believe it's still on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. It's a very good edit of this movie. I mean, I know it's been thrown out all over the place. It just basically is taken the Lynch version, the re-edited extended version, and the cuttings on the editing room floor and thrown all together in certain segments and redone. So you're able to see there's a lot of segments, and of course the ending is much different, and I did like the ending of it. I liked how it ended. It's very well done. Catch it on there. The other half of it, and I'm hearing rumors, is that as far as Warner Brothers goes, that this version of Dune, they may not go to a sequel. It might go to a television series. Possibility. Because basically, like I said, the first signal of it that basically this particular movie is getting, it's getting slammed. It's getting really slammed. Godzilla versus King Kong is currently scheduled for a May 21st slate. Opening Dune is slated for October 1st. Originally, it was supposed to be this year. But, hey, these are the things that happen. Now, I think there is going to be a slew of lawsuits coming from this. It's going to be massive if this has happened. How many of the other productions also, were done this way? Were they transparent with those productions? If they weren't transparent with Legendary, guarantee they weren't transparent with the others. And probably, if not within the week or two before the Christmas holidays hit, or first thing January. Because in a technical aspect, the quarter doesn't end until January anyway, so they can leave it until the courts reopen fresh in the new year. So, you look at the perspective, and people will say, well, they did it because of COVID. No, they didn't do it because of COVID. And I keep saying this. I keep saying this. Don't blame COVID for issues that were before COVID started. Because we already knew AT&T Warner was in deep trouble. The bloodbath was coming. The difference is when COVID happened, it accelerated some of the issues. It wasn't the mature cause of the issue. These issues were constant and coming. We knew it was coming. If it was coming 1 month sooner because of COVID, it didn't matter. It was going to happen. The theater shutting down and those issues, AMC may come across and sue as well. You know, that's the other factor. AMC, Cinemarks, they could sue as well. Even though they were getting a 50-50, but depending on the state you are, like for example, California, which is shutting completely back down again, you're going to have these issues where you can't show it in California, you can't show it in New York, you can't show it here. When you have the situations that you go through and you try to place this upon other things that are going on, and you know your issues have been going on for quite some time, not a year, not 2 years, for close to over 10 years. And it's coming down to the point where the bills are due and you have not done to try to fix the situation, and you have a new site that you're trying to put movies on, which is a nice layout of the site, but there are some issues with the site. I've had issues over my TV where basically it's on there. That basically it crashes on occasion. But that's probably just can be fixed with an update, which hasn't been done yet. Because I have the same problem with Disney every once in a while. And you have rolled it out to the point where you say, hey, we've done successful. We've gotten all these people. But no, you haven't got new subscribers. These are your same subscribers, which a good percentage of them have flipped the switch on your channel, on your new site, on your new streaming site. But you have 30 to 40 million that are still on your old system that haven't upgraded or flipped on the free service, because basically you offered free, which basically ends at the 31st, and they haven't converted. While your competitor, Disney, has turned on their system for the first time and it accrued over 70 million subscribers. And this is not including the Hulu subscribers. They're out in there, and there's talk that they may merge those together. That's another episode. And then you make deals like this. We say, like, hey, listen, we got these movies. Eventually, we're going to put them in the theaters. And you decide, well, we'll throw them on, we'll do like Wonder Woman, and we'll throw them on HBOMAX so we can bring in new subscribers. We'll make money off of that, bring new subscribers in, which probably may happen. That might happen. And screw everybody else. Screw all the actors, all the people that haven't been paid yet, all the company, you know, all the, you know, you would say, yeah, they're screwing over corporate, but you got to remember there are actors, actresses, directors, there are people behind the scenes and stuff like that haven't been fully paid yet, and their eventuality will be paid once the contracts are all completed into that nature. They're given their initials that they normally get paid for, and depending on what division they are, some of them are still waiting for get paid. You know, you got editors, you got there's many people in the business that, you know, that still are still waiting for a paycheck. They got some of it, but they haven't gotten it all yet. So you're denying them their pay. You're denying the certain other companies like the movie theaters and stuff like that, and IMAX and stuff like that, to get their customers before you throw it on there. You're throwing it on for free onto your service, which upsets. I mean, you already saw what happened with Mulan, the theater owner in France. He just completely went berserk. Because he said, well, if we throw it in the movie theaters overseas and stuff like that, they're not going to see it on HBO Max. Nope, sorry. It's called VPN. Yeah, people use VPN, Warner, and they will get a way to get it on there. And if they don't do it that way, that this will be pirated immediately as soon as, when you have Wonder Woman, which airs in about 2 weeks. I think it's about 2 weeks. On HBO Max, it's going to be pirated immediately. And the territories that won't be able to see it on your streaming site, or if the streaming site is not available, some may go to the theaters, others will pirate the movie or use a VPN. So, and I keep saying it, it's a loss. As much as you think, it says, oh, it's great that's going to be on there, it's great for the consumer. Yeah, it's great for the consumer. But when it comes down to dollars and cents, it's a loss. It's a loss for the productions. It's a loss for the companies that are involved with it. It's a loss with the employees. Yeah, it's nice. It's gonna benefit the customer, which is all great. Customer will be able to see it. But down the line, will you get others into this nature? Not really. Because that's going to harm. And I'm going to tell you right now, Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Pluto, Tubi TV. Those are the top lines right now that I consider myself the top lines. Pluto and Tubi, for the reason is they're free. They deal with advertised dollars. People get paid for their movies. And Pluto is a live site, so it has everything in there. A lot of great stuff. In fact, they're going through a major campaign. They just paid David Hasselhoff as an advertisement. We're going to have that in another episode. We're going to show a little bit of that. They're using David Hasselhoff to advertise Pluto TV. Tubi has been coming up in the ranks. For the reason is they got a lot of great movies. They got a lot of great specials, shows, different languages, different categories, anime, horror, classics. You just got to go through a commercial. It's paid for. The other three have been doing very good. Netflix has been buying independent stuff. They have that movie concerning about the life of one of the people that worked with Orson Welles. That Mank, that basically he didn't get paid for one of the big major Orson Welles movies that he helped put out. And they're buying a ton of anime. Specials, comedies. They made Dave Chappelle happy by pulling the Chappelle show, because the Chappelle wasn't getting paid, so why should they put up something that other people were benefiting from as far as financially, when someone that works for them, that they're paying, is not making the money that he should be with that Chappelle show. Amazon has stuff like The Boys, The Expanse, even though The Expanse is ending. They have other shows that they're working on, TV series, and they're buying a lot of other programming. Disney has years of programming. They have new stuff like The Mandalorian. They have new Marvel TV series coming out. They're also own Hulu and ESPN and National Geographic, which ESPN I think is on its way out. They're going to be sold. But the word is Hulu, with all of its great amount of programming on there, including anime, stuff from overseas, soap operas from all over the place, and tons of movies, specials, and stuff like that to be merged with Disney. We heard that there may be a over 18 section in Disney. This might be the Hulu. We'll know in the next couple of days with the investor meeting. But because of this HBO Max situation, it could be put off. Because I think everybody is starting to look at this situation and seeing what are the fallout from this. But like I said, those 5 companies, those are the ones you look at right now. Everybody else, HBO Max is an issue right now. They would have been in that lineup. And like I said in the other show, we don't know. We don't know. Peacock, CBS, and all that, I think they're going to fall to the side. They won't compete. They'll go the way of the QB. Maybe not next year. It could be the year after. The streaming wars it's a, I'm going to say it's a bitch. It's a bitch. You're going to have casualties. HBO threw down the gauntlet and not realizing it that they didn't have the weapons in their arsenal that belonged to them. So we'll see what happens. So comment below. Let me know how you feel about this. Because this is going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. And I told you, and I said it already, 2021 is going to be a mess. It's already going to start out on there. Some good things coming out of it, which, like I said, the anime invasion is coming 2021, which is a good thing. The streaming wars is going to be bloody. The streets are going to be filled with blood by the end of this. So we'll see what happens. So don't forget, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification bell, and share this video. Please stay tuned for the message at the end of this. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to our new subscribers that have joined aboard just recently. And thanks to the old subscribers that have been with us day in, day out. Thank you very much. Have a good week. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you. With the holidays well underway, you might be looking for that special gift. Check out our merch store at teespring.com, where we have the new winter gear out. From the Madman Cafe to Madman with the Show. Shirts, hoodies, mugs, and even pillows. Starting on December 2nd, use the promo code XmasCafe to get an additional 15% off till December 24th. All proceeds go to help this channel. That's teespring.com/shopQ2cast.